I saw another day, only to scream into the night. Nothing ever tries to change, even if I want to realize. 'Cause I've been sitting here, same old ways, taking off without the same mistake. Darling, when you go away, it won't be as simple for you.
I'm muted, for goodness sake. Ah, man. Sorry, guys. Yo, guys. There's old man G here, back again with another match reaction. This is going to be a bit like a minor rant, but not a rant actually against the players, to be honest. I actually think I'm going to actually probably defend the players. Yeah, I've sorted out the audio now. I was on mute. But yeah, I actually think that I think United did what they could in the circumstances, but at the end of the day, United 2, Leeds 2. I think we saw two sides of Manchester United today. But well, actually, before I get in, first of all, I've got no idea what's happening to Twitter right now. I tried to share that. I'm trying to share the Twitter stream to people. It's not. Apparently, there's a new limit or whatever that is. I've only posted 5 tweets today, and somehow I'm over the limit. I'm even trying to even get my messages. So I don't know what Musk's Twitter is doing. It's actually frustrating. I can't share streams. So if you are watching, please share the stream. It'd be greatly appreciated, because right now all I have is just basically that's it. That's literally all I have. I just have YouTube and Twitter. That's it. Shout out to Daddy Factos, man. Bro, dubstep intro. Thank you, bro. What a guy. Thanks, Daddy Factos, man. Appreciate it. Yeah, I don't know. I literally have no idea what's happening at Twitter HQ. I actually don't. All I can see is notifications, and that's it. And then apparently all you can do is schedule. I've scheduled my tweet, and that's it. That's the only way I'm able to tweet now. I can't even message anyone. It's just strange. So, but anyway, enough ranting. Or at least ranting. About Twitter. So Manchester United 2, Leeds 2, and ultimately what was it's because your tweets have used like bro. Well, at the end of the day, man, shout out to Have Hope, by the way. The jinx almost was completed, almost a completed jinx, because obviously Manchester United came back from 2-0 down. I think the first thing I'll say first and foremost is that obviously, I can focus on the negatives about how, I mean, you look at both games, you know, Leeds basically scored when we were asleep. With the first goal, poor touch, I lost the ball from Bruno. You know, Delo obviously a bit rusty. Second is a Rashford Varane own goal. Was there a handball in the build-up? I'm not entirely sure, but it is what it is. But you know, if I'm honest, you know, I'm seeing a lot of stuff online when people are complaining about Fred. Fred isn't good enough. They're complaining about you know, Dallo. Like, why didn't Rashford do this, even though Rashford scored, etc., etc., etc. And at the end of the day, like, I just don't know what else the manager could have done. Like, the team is literally at the bare bones. I mean, if I literally actually scroll down, look at the lineup here, you know, David De Gea, Delo, Varane, Martinez, Shaw, Fred, Sabitzer, Rashford, Fernandes, Garnacho, and Weghorst. Like, and you look at the bench, and it's like Lindelof, Maguire. So centre backs aren't going to change anything. Heaton, Malacia, Philippa, so that's fine. Sancho, Palestri, Alanga, Iqbal, Mainu. That's it. You know, if we're going to keep a stack, 1, 2, 3, 4, 4 of those players, almost half of the bench is the youth academy. One is a backup keeper. Malacia is still kind of an understudy, I would say. And obviously Jadon Sancho just coming back. Basically, the bench was non-existent. Like injury-wise, if you really want to deep it, you know, Casemiro obviously not injured but suspended for 3 games. You don't have McTominay, who actually would have been useful in this game. Whatever you say about McTominay, McTominay against Leeds is a powerhouse, and he was under Ollie, you know. So, but you don't have McTominay because he's injured. You don't have Casemiro because he's suspended. You don't have Van der Beek. You don't have Eriksen, both of whom are injured essentially to the end of the season. You don't have Martial because he's gone. You know, Weghorst, Sabitzer, literally this is his first proper start. You then have Martial, who's injured. Sanchez is coming back. Dalot's Ross, he's not played 90 minutes. What do people expect? Like generally speaking, like what exactly do people expect from this Manchester United team? I don't know. Like, and so yes, it would have been great for us to win the game. Absolutely, 100%. It would have been if we'd won the game. Yes, I'm happy with that. But quite frankly, I don't know. I don't know. I'm very much the rounds of that. I'm more happy. I would rather focus on the positives. I mean, in fact, what did Daddy Factor says? We drew to a team with Ted Lasso as a manager and a goal from Peter Dinklage. Unacceptable. Well, Ted Lasso has been sacked. Ted Lasso has been sacked. If you're referring to the Leeds previous manager. And to keep this stat, I always, just like with this game, the Palace game, Arsenal game, I always said in my previews that I'm not 100% sure. I think that we'll struggle for different reasons. Against Palace, it was because I always feel that United struggle against Palace away from home. And also the fact that Casemiro was on a booking, Fred was on a booking, you know, I feel like we weren't going to go strong enough. And that's what happened. Against Arsenal, same thing. I was like, at the Emirates, Arsenal are very good. The Emirates, we struggle there. It's going to be difficult with them on form without Casemiro, and you saw that. And again, here with Leeds, I was like, you know, Leeds are I won't call them a rival, but they are sort of a rival. And with the injuries going into this, you know, and with Leeds being up for, I thought it might be difficult. We're definitely going to concede, and we conceded. I meant Chris Amas, yeah. I mean, at the end of the day, for me, they were always going to have a new manager bounce of some sort. That was always going to happen. They sacked the manager. Like as soon as I heard that they sacked the manager, I was like, oh, for goodness sake. You know, it's the same thing. What I'm sure with Everton, with Arsenal, with Everton, they're like, oh, we're playing Everton. Sean Dyche is in. We need to be careful. And lo and behold, what happened? You know, they it just. Yeah. Just sorry. Twitter is crap right now. Twitter is so bad. Anyway, I'm not going to focus on Twitter because Elon Musk is a fraud. Anyway, at the end of the day, I think a point was a well-deserved result, and I learned a lot from the players in terms of their comeback ability. I don't think Rashford had a good game, but my goodness, that header, man. Whatever you say about Rashford, the guy keeps on scoring goals, man. And when it was 2-1, you're thinking, right, okay, we've got 30 minutes now. Let's try and get something from this game. And Jadon Sancho, 8 minutes later, very, very good to see Jadon Sancho. Now you're thinking, okay, cool. Okay, that will give Jadon Sancho confidence going forward for this season, hopefully, because we needed Sancho. Anthony, I even forgot. Anthony's injured. Wamba's, like, let's count how many first team players are out. Let's count how many first team players are out, guys. Let's count how many first team players are out. Okay, so Casemiro because of his red cards. Wan-Bissaka was out because he had the flu. Anthony's injured. McTominay is injured. Van der Beek is injured. Eriksen is injured. Martial is injured. So, is there anyone else? Yeah, that's it. 7 first-team players, guys. 7 first-team players are out injured. 7 first-team guys. 7 first-team players. So 7 first-team players out injured. I don't know what people expected. Crucial players as well. So we're now to the point where you're now having to use Victor Lindelof as a CDM. He's a centre back. We're now having to use Victor Lindelof as a CDM now because we just don't have the bodies. So Victor Lindelof is playing CDM. Fred and Sabitzer kind of playing out of position. We had to start with Rashford and Garnacho, and Rashford went. Part of the reason why I think we struggled because Rashford fobbed off to the right, wasn't in a good position, and then of course you had Garnacho playing off the left. Didn't really work because Rashford doesn't play on the right. So Martin said Fred cost this game. Yeah, I mean people say Fred cost this game, but I don't know what else. Everyone keeps in defense of Fred. We know that Fred is inconsistent, but also more importantly, like what else? Who else do you play? Who else do you play? There literally was no other options. Like who else do you play? Like you could if you're gonna blame someone, blame the board. There were literally no alternatives unless you're gonna say you want to try playing Lindelof as a CDM for 90 minutes, which is a risk, or you play a youngster. There was literally no alternatives. So I don't really want to go out Fred or any of the players, to be honest, because I said this at the transfer window starting when people, and this happened when Oli was second, when Mourinho was second. I was like, if United are going to kick on and do something this season, they need to be backed heavily in the January transfer window. And it was the same thing Mourinho when he was second. It was the same thing for Oli when he was second. I was like, we're going to fall off because we don't have the squad depth and we're going to pick up injuries. And literally, as soon as the January transfer window closed, within the space of about 2 weeks, we have 7 first-team players out effectively. And now you're relying on Garnacho, Pellistri, youngsters to kind of fill in. And shout out to Pellistri, who came on and did well, and shout out to Sancho coming back. I really, really hope that we can kick on with Sancho because we need Sancho now. We really, really need Sancho. If I was Ten Hag, to be honest, because I can understand why he didn't play Sancho at the start because he's not fit. But if I was Ten Hag, maybe give some confidence to Sancho. Say, right, against the Leeds, you play Sancho on the right, play Garnacho on the left, and play Rashford up top as a number 9 and see what you do with there. Weghorst doesn't seem to really work. But in fairness to Weghorst, a lot of people are dissing Weghorst. Weghorst wasn't getting any service. Let's keep it a stat. Weghorst wasn't getting any service. Like, as soon as Weghorst came off the field, we actually started crossing balls into the box. And one thing I would say is that, I know people have got so disappointed about this result. But again, this team was down to the bare bone. And we should have won. People saying Fred cost the game. We created chances. I mean, if I look at the stats here, United 24 shots, 7 on target to Leeds 2, which they scored both their goals from, 66% possession. So despite being bare bone in terms of our squad, we still played well. We still probably should have won given the chance that we created. Let's keep it a stat. And there were chances, so that's good. We came back from 2-0 to 2-2, and you're like, and it's not a loser mentality. It's like these are the type of games where last season, when you don't have this momentum, we lose this game, and we lost the games. When you're at bare bone with your squad, at the very least, don't lose. That's why I say. And to keep it a stack, like, all this title talk was from rival fans. It wasn't from anybody, rivals are, yeah, ha, we're going to go to titles. No. The most important thing for Manchester United this was to secure top 4 and maybe get a trophy potentially. That's it. That's what I'm more concerned about. We need to get top 4, secure that, and that's fine. And thankfully, we didn't lose this game. That's my important thing. Mega says, we should have tried to sign Dybala on free. Yeah, no, come on, Mega, come on. Dybala's washed, man. Come on. I can't build it with the Bruno needs to come with Dybala, stuff like that. Like, nah, come on. We just make these assumptions sometimes that the players will sort of. I've not seen enough from Dybala to say that he would just jump into this team and do any better. To be honest, yes, we need alternatives, but at the end of the day, we know this board. So people say we should have tried to sign this player. We could have said, yeah, of course. If we sign players like Chelsea did, like Arsenal did, in even Liverpool were getting Gakpo in a Jan transfer window. Yeah, I agree with you. But we're broke, and we signed 2 loan deals in Weghorst and in that's it. So that's why I don't blame the players. I know what we need. I blame the board, and I blame my lack of funds for United. Simple as that. Fred was so bad. Yeah, he didn't have a good game today. But again, what other choice? What choices do we have? What choices do you have? David Cater says we should buy. Well, we should have, but So I'm saying we should have bought players. We should have bought players, but the board wouldn't. That's what I'm saying. So you don't blame the players. Like Fred, Bruno, these are the fit players. Like what happened? What would have happened if Fred came down with an injury or Sabista came down with an injury today, or a red card or something? Then what? If we lose another midfielder, like in between now, because Casemiro is still suspended for Leeds and Leicester, so he won't be back. He'll be back for obviously Barca, but if we lose the midfielder to next game, then against Leicester at home, Leicester were building momentum. You're now thinking of playing Lindelof and kids. It's not good enough. It's not good enough, and I actually think McTominay would have been useful today. Very, very useful, but because he's very good against Leeds, but he's got injured. I don't really get why United, and this has happened so many years from now, where when it comes to February, Manchester United have injury crisis, especially in the midfield. It's been happening a couple of years because Pogba got injured, McTominay got injured, and Van der Beek sometimes, and a few others, and you were literally always left with Fred and Bruno as and Matic and as a last man standing. It was very, very weird, very weird. Garnacho had something, yeah, he did, but he's a youngster. He's only 18. He's only 18, So I think that I don't like when we rely on youth players. There are not that many youth players that are young that like literally are like, right, okay, boom, they start to ball. They're amazing. That we can now rely on them week in, week out. There are not that many young players that are like that. They're really not. So I think that with fans do this where they'll hype a player and go, oh yes, do this second coming. He's going to do this and this and this. He's going to ball bits and blah 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 blah. And at the end of the day, like when he becomes inconsistent, people just say, oh well, he was crap. It's like, no, he wasn't crap. He wasn't crap. He wasn't crap. What happened is that you're seeing his inconsistency. If you'd seen the class of 92 with Beckham and Gary Neville, etc., even Ronaldo when he came, they had these inconsistent games. They did. And then they became ballers. But people forget that because Twitter wasn't around at all. There weren't clips, so I don't want to like dent the confidence of this guy. I think that you just keep on going, really. You just keep on going. Just keep on going. So it is what it is. But see, man, Twitter. Geez, I don't like guys like there's just so many reactionary fans out there. I'm sorry, guys. I'm just watching it and looking at Twitter, because obviously, Twitter is the gospel, but there's just so many reactionary fans. So many, like, what was it? Yeah, I can't DM people and like that. What exactly? I don't get what did people want? Let's take the positives. Like, why are people upset because they thought that we were going to challenge for the title this season? Is that why people are upset? Like, we're still comfortably in. I mean, let's look at the table. Let me look at the table, man. Let me look at the table. Let's look at the table here. Okay, so 43 points, 22 games played. Okay, so we are now 1, 2, 3, 4. So we're 5. No, am I right? No, 4. Yeah, 4 points ahead of Spurs, play the same amount of games. Obviously, Newcastle can potentially leapfrog us at the weekend. So goal difference is superior. I think they play. Who do Newcastle play at the weekend? Away to Bournemouth. So you'd expect that they'll beat Bournemouth. So we'll probably go back down to 5th. Spurs play Leicester away, which could probably go either way. I don't know. So yes, of course, Spurs are a threat. Newcastle obviously still there. They're getting close. Brighton, maybe, they've got Palace away. So yeah, top 4 is not done, and that's what I'm more. If I'm honest, that's what I'm more concerned about. It's top 4. When we need to secure top 4, and Spurs a little bit too close to my liking, if I'm perfectly honest. Their form has been good. Our form was starting a bit because we're picking up injuries, and that's the problem. We'll draw games. So at the weekend, we need to beat Leeds, and hope that Spurs drop points away to Leicester, or potentially at home to West Ham. I don't know, but that's the most important thing in my personal opinion. Let's have some comments. Yeah, at least Sancho is back, says Samasi. Martin Nico says, still we should take some positives with Sancho's performance and keep fighting. Exactly, until the cut. Exactly. I mean, like I said, let's keep a stack. Like, United's been playing every 3 days since the end of December, beginning of January, every 3 days. If people think that United are going to be, if the players are going to be physically fit, like, think about this. Newcastle will have a week off for the cup final. United will be playing 3 days straight. So, I hope that by the time Newcastle Cup final comes, that maybe McTominay comes back, that Martial comes back, that some of these injuries come back. I really, really hope that's the case. But at the end of the day, like, would anyone be surprised if we lost against Newcastle? Would anyone be surprised if we lost against Barcelona? If we're playing a squad with this bare bone squad, I mean, look at the bench. So you hope that Sancho can come in and kick on form. You're hoping that maybe Martial might come back if he's injured. Again, you hope that Casemiro and the presence of Casemiro there will give us something. You hope that, but hope is a dangerous thing. It's a dangerous thing. We missed Amwell Samson. No one Jones won the ball. Too many key players missing, but still good. Yeah. But again, and this is the thing. It's like, when Wan-Bissaka was doing poorly, everyone went on him. Oh, Wan-Bissaka played. Oh, Wan-Bissaka was awful. Dallo was better played. Dallo. Now, Wan-Bissaka got a run of games because Dallo was out injured. And then now everyone's like, Wan-Bissaka's the beast. Wan-Bissaka play. Wan-Bissaka start. This is what I'm saying. Like, it's like, come on, guys. We're farmers. We need to be better than this. We need to be better than this. That we don't just overreact after every result and actually give players time to gel in. Sancho is rusty. Adala is rusty. They did a semi-decent. Dallo did a semi-decent job. Sancho scored. Let's take the positives because we need these returning players back, fit and firing. Because, well, what choice do we have? We didn't do any decent January transfer business. We didn't. It's a draw, people. Yeah, exactly. What was the point of placing limited play first team question of workhorse is just, well, ask the board, Mega. Ask the board. I don't think workhorse was Ten Hag's first choice. I think he wanted Gakpo or others. Zhao, Felix, whatever. He wanted others, but the board were like, nope. Nope. You can only have loan signings. So there you go. That's it. We didn't make any, guys. We didn't make any signings. We haggled for loan deals. That's what we did in January. We didn't sign any of them on permanent deals. No option to buy, no nothing. It was just, okay, we've got enough money for these loans. That's it. Good luck. And the only reason we even went for Sabitzer was because Eriksen picked up an injury. We needed to sign 2 midfielders in a January transfer window. 2. Van der Beek and Eriksen are basically out for the rest of the season. McTominay, then you think Cards. McTominay is injured. Will come back. Goodness knows when. You've got Cards, so Casemiro's there. So 2 midfielders at least. It's terrible. Sorry, I'm ranting here, but I mean, it's annoying. I'm more annoyed. So I've just seen your comments, Massey. What happened to PSG? What happened to PSG? What's PS? Did I miss something about PSG? Oh, they lost to Marseille, yeah. But I mean, standard banter club. It was the French Cup as well. Like, it's the French Cup. They played Monaco. This is just an aside. Yeah, I mean, I've looked at the league right now. Like, Lens have fallen off, and PSG are like 8 points clear of Marseille in 8th. So they've won the Ligue 1 anyway. So it doesn't really matter. It doesn't really matter to me. It only really mattered if they'd actually won, and if they lose Ligue 1. And also if they get spanked by Bayern in the Champions League. So French Cup, it is what it is. But yeah, fundamentally, guys, I think United should really focus on on positives. Yeah, I mean, even the poll. I mean, guys, even this poll, like, good result, no, 60%, yes, 40%. I'm not saying that we should celebrate draws, but I'm just struggling to kind of see like what it is that that could. By the way, is anyone's Twitter DMs gone? Like, I don't have any DMs at all. Elon Musk, like, so someone's tried to hack Twitter or something? I don't know. But anyway, I'll put this to one side because Twitter's just messing me around right now. But yeah, at the end of the day, I'm happy with the point. And I think that I'm just looking at. Let me just look at games. Let's have a look. Let's have a look at United. Let's have a look at United's games. So I've always said this several times that like it is never ever a good idea to play teams the same team close together. It's not a good idea. It's not a good idea at all. And it happened with Crystal Palace where we played them and then Arsenal and then Palace again, and we got 4 points. I hope that that's the same thing now. Although we got a draw at Old Trafford, so I hope that we can go to Leeds and win. If I'm honest, on the Sunday, I think that you drop Weghorst if we're not playing to his strengths, and you play Sancho. You put Rashford in number 9 position, and you play. You start with Sancho, Rashford, and Garnacho, and then you can if you want to bring on Weghorst, you bring Weghorst as an impact sub, and put Rashford to the left. But start with that is what I would do. We should be able to start Sancho now, I think, especially if Anthony is going to be out injured for a while. And then the only change I would make would be to bring, like I said, for the forward, and then bring Wan-Bissaka in for Dalot, probably just to give us a bit more defensiveness away from home. So I think we should be a bit more defensive being away from home. Whereas I actually didn't mind Dalot playing now at home, but we need Wan-Bissaka back in just to give us a bit of defensive stability. And then that'll be that, because I don't know what other midfield options you can bring unless you bring in Palestri somewhere, who I think, to be fair, had a good game. And I actually think that Palestri needs more games. Whether you play Palestri as a midfielder, whether you play Lindelof as a CDM, I don't know. I think we're now chopping and changing, but Palestri certainly needs more game time. Maybe Lindelof comes in. I don't know. Martin says, so is Rashford most informed attacker playing England now? He could be the main attacker up front. Yeah, I mean, that's what I'm saying. Like, maybe put him in the 9 and get Garnacho up. Maybe. He's doing good. Rashford is doing really, really, really good. I can't hate. I can't hate on the guy. Rashford is doing his thing, and he should be appreciated. Should be respected, like 100%, 100%. So yeah, guys, I think I actually might round things up. So just because let me know who your man of the match was before I round up. Let me know who your man of the match was in the chat, guys. Who's your man of the match? I personally think, I would give it to, who would I give it to actually? I'll give it to Lisandro Martinez, actually. Whatever you say about like shout out to Lisandro, man. He is like World Cup winner, and he's been a beast. He's been an absolute beast. I don't think both goals were his fault, but he's been an absolute beast. He's been one of our best centre backs. There's no way that Maguire can come in. I actually don't know what's going to happen to Maguire. I think Maguire's gone in the summer. Like he's just not. I mean, Lindelof, at least you're now thinking, okay, maybe we can play Lindelof as a CDM, which would be useful. But yeah, I think Lisandro was definitely man of the match in my opinion. But let me know what your thoughts are, guys. Sancho changed the game. Rashford, what you mean? Need a good shot as well. Yeah. I think Rashford. Why I give it to Lisandro, that there are still times I'm like, I don't like Rashford's decision making. Sometimes when you're like, okay, come on, Rashford. I know you're on form and fire now, but pass the ball there. Don't shoot, so there's still the element of selfishness, which I get as a striker you should have. But sometimes I'm like, bro, so like pass the ball, Nah, of course, come on, if I was trolling, man. So, but yeah, I think I would give it to Lisandro, in my personal opinion. Anyway, guys, I'm going to round things up. Remember to like, share, and subscribe to Red Devil Studio. We will be back with another Leeds preview or match preview for the weekend game. Subscribe if you're new. Thanks everyone who's tuning in. We're on the road to 5K subscribers. I want to get to 4K, but let's get a 4K, but 5K by the end of the year at least. I love it. This week is a bit busy or hectic for me. Apologies about the United form scene. We're probably pushing that back to Friday in terms of shows because of obviously this midweek performance. But yeah, appreciate everyone who tuned in. As always, have a nice day, everyone, and cheers. Peace.